So let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, my regards from my personality and regards to my president, Mr. Šerić, who apologized because I had a very short time to prepare some short presentation, all of you. Especially, I would like to present what's possibility, what's barriers in Croatia just now, especially national Croatian company HEP, if we are talking about the new potential investment, reconstruction, etc. I'm Perica Jukić, member of the board responsible for investment, to new investment and investment in existing reconstruction and modernization, thermal power plants, and especially hydropower plants. Something the basis information about national Croatian company. Croatia's national electricity company, HEP, is widely owned by the Croatian government. The main activities is production electricity, production thermal energy for district heating system and for process steam for the householders and for the industry. Also, operating and transmission company went out according to the third package of the European Union. And just now this is alone on the market, and but definitely staying in owner of 100% of HEP, Croatian Electricity National Company. The main facilities, the main power plants is hydropower plants and thermal power plants. Total installed capacity is 4,125 megawatts. Of that, 49% is thermal power plants and rest of hydropower plants. Such as you know, last 2 years, hydrology in Croatia and definitely in Europe is very well. And we have a lot of the water in our existing accumulation, and also in other kind of the hydropower plants. And if you compare last 10 years, the hydropower plants produce, including this month, the biggest quantity of the electricity on the Croatian market. What's the strategy just now, which are you talking, you're looking in the HEP, especially focuses on the new investment and the reconstruction. 3 pillars of energy policy: security of the supply, investment in power capacity. So we have the generally strategy in the HEP, according also in sustainable development and strategy in the European Union, what kind of the power plants necessary to build new in Croatia, and which kind of reconstruction and modernization power plants should be to make in the future, I will say, in the next 10 years. Competitiveness, internal electricity market in the European Union, competitive prices also is very, very important, and definitely this strategy of the HEP looking on the front and looking which possibility, which the markets just now in the European Union and the countries is closely near to Croatia. Sustainable development, reduction of CO2 emissions according to the strategy, 20% must be reduced to 2025. That means if we would like to do that, we definitely have to and have the obligations to increasing renewable sources of energy. Security of the supply, how to invest in the new power plants, security of future electricity placement and sales, feasibility issues because of big introduction to renewables, capacity factors on thermal power plants are decreasing. This is in this moment, just now in Croatia, generally in Europe, how to invest in new power plants depend on many, many factors. One of the main factors, which also told my colleague in presentation 5 minutes ago, This is ecology network, in fact, and also Natural 2000. If we want to build the new hydropower plants in the new locations, definitely Natural 2000 influences to ecology networks is high too much. And we will spend a lot of the time, a lot of the money to take some potential plants from this location, get out from the Natural 2000. Feasibility issues also is very important. All of potential the new facilities, new energetic power plants, on the beginning should be to make a pre-feasibility study, including all factors to show to the main decision of the management, to the main decision of the government, and generally because we cannot decide nothing because our owner is Croatian government. How to reserve a new location for the thermal power plant, how to reserve the new location for hydropower plants, what's the relationship between energy policies and reality, the commission of existing thermal power plant, the commission of existing hydropower plants. I will tell a few sentences about last. The commissioning of existing thermal power plants, we are very knows situation just now. In 2025, about 1,000 megawatt of existing thermal power plants will go out without of operation. So existing hydropower plants, our strategy, because hydropower plants life period is very long period of hydropower plants, and our strategy is to make reconstruction and modernization existing, to increasing power, to increasing efficiency, and to prolong life period. My colleagues also is here from Croatian Operating Transmission Company and also from the HROTE. This slide showing what's especially some region in the Europe can accept if you happen some demand for outage of the system components during the year. The danger situations is usually on the winter period and the summer period when you happening a lot of missing of hydropower plants on the market, and also on the summer period reduction of hydropower plants exist, and when you have to put in operation thermal power plants just to keep electricity system stable. If you're talking about thermal power plants, you know, so the problem today is high price of the fossil fuel, especially natural gas and liquid fuel oil. So the price of the coal, such as you know, this is stable just now on the market, and only feasible productions coming, unfortunately, from the coal power station. Cross-border transmission capacity. Just now, Croatia is only country in the I would say in near region. If you could compare with Slovenia, with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, total period per year we import electricity. Sometimes happened more, sometimes less. But definitely this year and last year, Croatia also export electricity through the cross-border transmission points. If you're looking import going between 14 to 28% of total available cross-border capacity, export happening between 9 to 10% to 29%. That depends definitely what situation in Croatia, if you're looking at hydrology, potential capacity, and other sources. That's definitely, we have one power station by coal, this is Plomin, and this is based power station in electricity system. Competitiveness, introduction of internal electricity market in the European Union, harmonization of policies, construction cross-border capacities, unbundling of transmission system operators and distribution system operators. Just now, Integral part of AGP group is distribution system. Definitely according to the next future fourth package also, such as Croatian HEPs, operator and transmission for high voltage electricity system situation, according to directive of European Union, also distribution system will be go out and will be free on the market. Sustainable development. This is something which is very important for AGP and according to sustainable strategy of European Union. The overall aim of the European Union Sustainable Development Strategy is to identify and develop actions to enable the European Union to achieve and continuously long-term improvements of quality of life, improvements on sustainable energy, and also to improvement efficiency of existing thermal power plant or existing hydro plants, and everything according to rules and directives such as environmental management system, environmental directives existing in Croatia and existing in European Union. Development of the new energy projects must be in line with European Union's directive 20%, objectives. Last is definitely, if we want to reduce CO2 emissions, we have to immediately to build additionally sources of renewable sources of energy, wind, park, electricity. According to last presentation with my colleague, Mr. Mesic, who is presented here in my supervisory board, we cannot exactly really satisfied with directive and strategy which put it out a few years ago when you demand 20% of renewable sources of energy increasing. That's required for us 1,000 megawatt. This is not possible because we have to definitely improvement high voltage transmission system. But in this moment, am I right? Please, my colleague told me if I'm talking something wrong. But if we want to stay stable, national transmission system must be can possible to achieve maximum 450 megawatt wind park electricity into the network. What's the most common barriers if you want to build a new power station? Currently, 37% of Croatian territory is in natural 2000, making Croatia that's in the first just in the Europe. EU average is 17.5%. Am I right? Slovenia is 36, 37 also. United Kingdom is 7%. So this data has big impact if you are going to do investment in the new locations when your natural very has big influences. That's follow next influences. Longer procedures for environmental impacts assessment, stricter environmental conditions. Once built, stricter operational conditions. When you something put in operation, for example, the new hydro plants, definitely we have to oblige to long period of the life to satisfy the rules and conditions if you're talking about ecology network. Unfortunately, in Croatia, I would say definitely in other countries in Europe, the bad perception in the public. That's result definitely greater risk, greater cost, and longer time for construction, a longer time for the maintenance, etc. Physical planning, before starting the environmental impacts assessment, location must be included in physical planning documents. Time to change physical planning documents on county level can be up to 6 years sometimes. This is small joking as chicken egg problem. Should we take the time and effort to include the location in physical planning documents? And even so, do we not know if the location is suitable from environmental perspective? So this is some of the risk. If you want to build power plant, or hydropower plants, we have to oblige to put in physical documents. But in this moment, we cannot know is it suitable if you are looking on the environmental protection for ecology networking, etc. Frequent change in legislation. Considering the long time required for project development of energy project, it usually happens that the project realization starts under one set of the rules, and it needs to adjust every time when the regulations change. Usually this is life, I was saying, in Croatia, but definitely there are countries. You can see in this example some kind of law and documents where how many times changed during last period. Law of physical planning, construction, law of energy, regulation of managing waste, oil, etc. Public opposition. Public in Croatia has become increasingly negative about big investment, especially those in the energy sector. Same situation is also in Europe. If you look on nuclear power plants, but we have the half capacity from nuclear power plant Krško, but very negative impact of self-proclaimed eco-activist and green actions, etc., in the Europe, especially in the Germany, especially in the France, etc. Usually local inhabitants or the self-proclaimed eco-activists organize themselves around and association, initiative or action. They quickly gain high media visibility and being first from negative image of the project in general public. Let's have the cost or the sum of the project before the run happened we have to the stop. You can see on this picture was really the problem the last period. If you're talking about hydropower plants, Ombla, thermal power plant, Plomin C, and some other smaller project than this bar. We cannot avoid that, but definitely we have the good chance. We have the specialist into HEP company. Me and my colleagues put a lot of activities just now to prepare documentations. Pre-feasibility study, some of the very important project is finished down to decision of the management, to decision of the Ministry of Economy. The main activities, I will say, all of you just now in Croatia, in HEP, we are finishing documentation to get permit license for location to build the new combined cycle cogeneration plant in the east part of Croatia, where you existing district heating, where you existing infrastructure. This is Teto Osijek. Why am I talking about that? Because Croatia have now the basis facilities, the basis sources of energy. That's mean one side in Istria is Plomin C, 500 megawatt. Diametral side in this part of Croatia, we need the new modern gas power station, combined cycle cogeneration with gas. And definitely, according to the strategy, which we little modified, we need 700 to 800 sources for thermal power plants because go out in 2025, such as I told before, 1,000 megawatt. And we need 600 megawatt of hydropower plants, and also we need 400 megawatt pump storage hydropower plants. And also, we also need to build a wind park in Croatia. I would say the maximum 450 megawatts. Thank you for your attention.
So thank you, Mr. Jukić. Just a brief question. You were talking about thermal power plants and hydropower plants, also wind. What about nuclear? I mean, in Slovenia, we're thinking about building the second a nuclear reactor. So have you been in touch with Slovenian colleagues about maybe investing together in joint reactor? Because the half of the nuclear power plant is already owned by the Croatian, I mean the Hrvatska elektroprivreda.
Thank you for the question. We have good cooperation with our colleagues in nuclear power plant Krško. We have a separate department in AGP who take care about negotiations, obligations, together with colleagues in nuclear power plant Krško. But in general strategy of AGP and national strategy of Croatia, we have the plan to build in the future nuclear power plant. Mm-hmm. We have some, I will say, mention about that and only thinking, but definitely the strategy not including the nuclear power plant station.